basketball game at Waite High School featuring the St. John's Titans and the Waite Indians. My name's Harry Will, and my partner tonight is the irrepressible master of the court, Mr. Gary Duhane.
Thank you, Harry. We've got the game of the week tonight. Ed Heinzel is coming in here with the St. John's Titans at 4-1, and Joe Guerrero is coming in here at 6-0. Maybe the best start Waite's ever had. The Indians are raring to go. We're going to see a lot of action tonight.
Well, this is quite a holiday present for our fans out there because this is the best teams in northwestern Ohio, maybe in the state. Gary, what kind of matchups do you look for tonight?
Well, the interesting thing is one team, St. John's, is starting 4 guards, and Waite High School is starting 3 guards. Of course, one of the guards for St. John's is 6'6" Shane Comise, who is also averaging 35 points a game. But Greg Thames is going to counter with 24 points a game from Waite, so you've got the 2 leading scorers in the city going to lock horns tonight.
Well, as you can tell, tonight's game is going to be a barn burner, up and down the court all night long. Those people like high school basketball. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back with the starting lineup. Fieldhouse. We're 1 minute away from the opening tip-off for the Waite High School Indians playing host to the St. John's Titans. Gary, we forgot to talk a little bit about the matchup between 2 of the area's finest basketball players, Craig Thames from Waite and Shane Comise from the Titans.
Yes, as I said, Craig is averaging 24 points a game, and Shane Comise is averaging 35 for the Titans. Both of these boys can put the ball through. They're both guards. It's just that Comise happens to be 6'6" at a guard, where Thames is 5'10". They're both seniors and a lot of experience. They've got good accompaniment around them, and that's going to make the game very interesting.
I talked to Coach Heinzel before the game, and he was talking about the fact that they've kind of totally redid their offensive style this year. What are we going to see out of them?
Yeah, well, they're going to be going up and down the floor. They're starting 4 guards, so they're going to be doing a lot of running, and Waite's going to try a little bit more of a control game. We might even see a little boxing one, trying to hold Comise down. But you've got to remember, Thames also has to be held down by St. John's. They're going to have to do a job on him.
All right, we're going to have the national anthem. That was a fantastic version of the national anthem by that young lady.
Excellent. It's a hard song to sing.
I wish I knew what her name was to give her credit. She certainly deserves it. Gary, you got the starting lineups for us about ready to come out on the court?
Yeah, I do. Shane Comise, number 30, 6'6" senior. Jay Laranega, number 22, another guard. Luke Pollock, number 24, 6-foot guard, senior. Joe Knockhazel, number 44, a forward. They're only forwards. St. Anthony Crawford is number 50. And he's a guard at 6'1½".
Head coach for the St. John's Titans is Mr. Ed Heinschel in his 12th year as head coach at St. John's.
And now Joe Guerrero's team, the Waite Indians. Paul Lockhart, number 14. Bill Tiny, number 40. Jason Byer, number 52, a senior. Victor Washington, number 30, and Craig Thames, number 23. And boy, we're going to have a barn burner tonight.
The head coach for the Waite Indians is Mr. Joe Guerrero in his 3rd year as head coach at Waite.
The 6-0 Waite Indians and the 4-1 St. John's Titans.
We might mention that St. John's only lost a very close opening game at Centennial Hall.
Yes, to Sandusky. Yep.
Getting ready for the center jump. That's Mr. Comise waiting for the Waite Indians to break huddle.
I gotta believe we'll see St. John's start right out in a man-to-man. But I want to see how they're going to play Thames.
Tossing the ball up will be the official, Mr. Bob Bidwell from Perrysburg. His partner in tonight's game, Joe Heben, a Central Catholic and Toledo University graduate. Opening tip-off to the Titans. Comise trying to take the ball inside. Got a pushing foul called on Bill Poiney for the Waite Indians. Comise inbounding the ball for the Titans.
Paul Lockhart is giving up some size out there. Man-to-man right now.
Comise from the outside. Weak side rebound by St. Anthony Crawford. Victor Washington answering at the other end of the court.
Well, I'll tell you,
Jay Laranega.
He's already in a diamond and one to start out the game. They've got a man on Comise, of course.
With a foul on the backside on Joe Knockhazel. That's the first foul on St. John's. Craig Thames bring the ball up court.
St. John's in a straight man-to-man.
That's Thames.
Use the glass, too. That was a nice shot. Love to see him use the glass.
Nice pass inside from Laranega to Knockhazel.
Well, they've got a real mismatch when Lockhart has to go down under.
That's Lockhart.
Maybe that's why he's out there.
Yes, sir. He put that one in, no doubt.
Nice shot. Nevertheless, they're in a diamond and one with a man strictly on Comey. Running is on him, man-to-man. Another three-pointer.
Luke Pollock. 7-7.
St. John staying in a man-to-man.
Talking to Ed Heinschel earlier in the day, and he was anticipating a gimmick defense.
Well, he's going to see a lot of them this year. There's no doubt about it. But I think the standard one is a boxing one and a diamond in one.
Up court very quickly. Nice steal by Payne. That brought the crowd to their feet.
Well, they struck fast, ready?
Yes.
That's quick.
Nice drop inside.
The St. John's will have some patience. They can get a mismatch if they have some patience.
If they use the gimmick defense, he was going to try to get the ball inside.
Well, they can. It's open under. They're setting up a pick on the side the ball's on, and then when the big man slides down, they can get the ball to him.
Okay, we had a foul on Jay Larinaga for St. John's. Waite inbounding the ball. That's Thames. That's Washington.
Fires a big boy.
That's Larinaga. We had a Waite foul called on Victor Washington. Victor had a brother that played a lot of basketball here in the past, Kenny Joe Washington.
Yes.
One of the stars of last year.
And a nice one. He was a nice ball player. He was a star.
We had a blocking foul called on St. Anthony Crawford. That's 3 fouls on St. John's.
Well, St. John's staying in the man-to-man. The Thames reads the ball off the court.
That's Victor Washington. Comey is on the rebound. 3-on-2.
3-on-2.
Nice. That was a good move by Anthony St. Crawford. By Jason Bayer.
We got a 9-9 ball.
A lot of action.
A lot of scoring this early.
A nice shot of a good-looking Mr. Crawford. Good touch.
Good rotation.
The Titans, as a team, are shooting 76% from the free throw line.
And that's college shooting. That's your college shooting.
And they're 100% tonight.
Thus far, you just jinxed them,
yes,
partner.
Sir.
You just
Oh, boy.
jinxed them.
Coach Hines will be calling. Lockhart.
Well, that's a nice soft shot he's got. The 6'8" Bayer just got that rebound, but he missed the layup.
Comey.
Is that Comey's first bucket?
Yep.
And maybe he's cranked up now.
Got that left-handed shot, a little reminder of another Comey.
Yeah.
Used to play some basketball.
Same as his pappy. Played a little bit of ball at Bowling Green.
Thames.
Boy, thus far, Thames is hot.
Gary, you ought to like that young man. He's been 3 years all-city tennis.
Oh, I do.
How about
I do, 'cause
that?
he's played against Waite and Thames. And even though his sport is supposed to be basketball, I got to tell him where the money is today.
That's Jason Bayer with the foul for Waite. Shane Comey at the line. So we're getting a substitution. I'd like to remind you that Taft Electronics is proud to be the major sponsor of high school basketball on TV 48 for the entire 1990-91 season. Taft Electronics is known for their fabulous automobile sound systems and security systems. Give them a call to 2 locations at 885-1234 or 478-2692.
Jackson got that rebound. And he's in the game now, playing under.
James from the top of the key.
Jackson's 5'8" and he's playing under. You think he can jump?
Crawford taking it inside.
Nice job.
17-11.
Good balance.
St. John's at 3:15.
Well, I'd like to see what happened if somebody pressed, Harry. We're going to have a 20-point quarter here. But Waite needs the bucket now. Here it comes.
That's Lockhart.
Boy, he puts a lot of arc on that ball. It's going to bring rain. Boy, St. John's puts that ball out. They don't fool around with it.
Waite ball.
Well, I'll tell you, Harry, you can shoot 40% from the three-point line as opposed to 50 from the two-point and still be all right.
Now, you talked about that a lot last year when we were doing games. You like that three-point shot, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I believe you should use it. You get strange rebounds that way, though, long rebounds, but it's a good one to use.
Well, St. John's came into the game shooting 48% from the field. That's a good percentage.
Oh, that's real good. Real good. Waite needs a bucket.
It's Washington.
There you go. Just like Big Brother.
I think Victor heard you on that one.
Well, Waite, they just changed men, that's all, on Combe Ice. Yeah. 5'8", young man by the name of Gene Jackson. And I think he's going to be a jumper because they're going to have to give Combe Ice some high passes here.
Gene Jackson.
Well, I'd try him.
Gene Jackson was a 6'2" high jumper in track, so he can get off the ground.
Yeah, he has to.
Nice move inside.
Combe Ice made a very nice move. Missed the shot and follow-up that happens. Try to make up for one mistake, and you make another.
Good position.
But that's a hustling mistake. That's not bad.
It was good position by Victor Washington.
Yeah, excellent.
I believe that's the 4th team foul on St. John's.
Yeah, and that's early for that. Well, let's see if Lockett can crank one up now.
Washington.
Oh, hot hand. Two for two on that now. 2 in a row.
Back to a 2-point game. 1:20 left on the clock.
You know, Harry, I think Waite could put a little press.
Combe Ice drops it inside with a nice pass.
Waite is quick.
Not Hazel. Talked a lot about Shane Combe Ice's 35 points per game. He's also averaging 6 assists a game.
Yeah, and that says a lot for the fact that he's unselfish.
And how about 11 rebounds a game?
I believe that. He's 6'6", and he's a jumper. I watched him warming up. He can really get up.
Lockhart, 4-3.
Yeah, and I think Lockhart's 2 for 4 on that now. I'll take 50% on that.
The cheerleaders enjoying the game.
Suddenly we got a 1-point difference here.
30 seconds.
We're going to have an 80-point night here at this rate.
Oh, that'll be great. Good game. Good rebound.
Joe Knockhazel will set a nice pick down below for that shot.
"12 seconds. Coach Guerrero calling for the one shot.
You fans sometimes watch with the kid without the ball. See what he's doing. The ball players are moving all the time. Everybody watches the ball, Harry, but sometimes you don't watch the kid without the ball, and that's the kid that really makes things happen. What you do when you don't have the ball.
At the end of the quarter, St. John's 21, Waite High School 18. We'll take a break and be right back. Just got performing between quarters. We're ready to start. Waite will be inbounding the ball right here in front of us.
Boy, what a holiday. Huh?
Oh, what a a good game. People ought to give Bob Moore and Ken Mitchell a call and thank.
This was not scheduled. This was not on the schedule. They just decided to add it. Wisely so.
And if you're interested in helping sponsor high school basketball, Channel 48, call Bob Moore or Ken Mitchell at 534-4848. We'll be glad to hear from you.
Wow.
21-18.
Washington's hit his last 3 shots now.
St. John's stepped on the line, Gary.
Oh, boy.
Sorry, it's 21-20. Waite has their first chance to go ahead in the game. Attempted lob inside, picked off by Joe Knockhazel.
Yeah, it looks like a good scouting job on that. They were ready for that.
It's like a man-to-man defense by the Indians.
Yeah, it really isn't.
Got a charge on Shane Comise.
And that's what, 2 on Comise?
Well, Mr. Comise got a little anxious. He had 3 guys around him. I think we
Ed Heinzel up there.
I think we got a little moisture on the floor that they're trying to
And
mop up.
Joe Gorillos. They're both up talking to their players.
Yeah. As they're cleaning it up, I think we'll take a break and come back in 1 minute. And brings the ball up court for the Waite Indians.
Joe Gorillo told me that they are going to try to hold it up just a little bit. Guerrero thinks that they don't want to get into a running game with St. John's. But I think they could run, even though they do have a 6'8" boy that's going to be a little slow getting up the floor. They've got a few kids that are pretty quick. Thay's working for that shot.
Yeah. Nice move inside. Good rebound by
Might not be
Coleman.
wise. I don't know.
Reverse dribble.
Well, that's a difficult shot Comey just put up. Floating down the lane toward the bucket. You're off balance. That's a tough one.
Okay, we had a
But in a good percentage area.
a foul on Jason Byer. I believe that's his 3rd foul. Shane Comey will be shooting the free throws. I saw Mr. Whitey Hefner down there, Gary, watching the game,
Yeah.
evaluating these officials.
You know, yeah, tonight he's rating them, and sometimes he does work for 48. I love to see Whitey around the game. He's good for kids, and he's good for the game.
Well, he was mentioning that his mother's not feeling well, and we wish her all the best, and hope she has a speedy recovery. Second shot off the front of the iron. Nice follow-up.
Followed his shot up. Yeah, nice job. He was not checked out.
Good
Wait,
rebound
lucked out on that.
Bill Twining on the rebound, up court quickly. Washington.
That's his first miss in 4 shots.
Stolen by Thames.
Thames just stole it away from Comey.
Nice move.
And scored.
Tie ball
Big dribble up the middle. That's beautiful.
Yeah, tie ball game. 6 minutes in the second quarter.
Crowd kind of likes this, too.
Yes, they do. So did Coach Guerrero.
You know, this field house seats 4,400, and I'm telling you that Waite side is pretty filled. And St. John's brought quite a few over. They had a long drive to get over here.
Well, we got the Waite fans behind us, and I'll tell you what, their drum section back there is loud.
Comey shot that off balance. Left hand, naturally, because he's left-handed like his dad, and it was in. Nice shot.
St. John still in a man-to-man. Lockhart over to Washington. Off the front of the iron. Waite cool down a
Well,
little
that
bit.
time he was wide open.
Nice up-court pass.
Well, St. John's going to have to go to the line now and put it in.
That's Jeff Hand in the lineup. Took the ball inside for the Titans.
Yeah, St. Anthony Crawford just came back in the game for the Titans.
Crawford back in. We have Matt Hazel coming back in for Kovac.
Knock Hazel had a little blow. And he's back in. They're going to give Shane Comars a little blow now.
What do you think? The depth factor a little bit towards St. John's?
Please?
Depth factor a little bit towards St.
I
John's?
was just going to say, yes, that, and I'll tell you, they shoot well at the foul line all the time, every year. They really hit their foul shots.
There's Coach Heinzel, nervous on the bench.
Boy, I'll tell you, he's just a whale of a coach. They got two great coaches here tonight.
That's Paul Lockhart tying the game. 24, putting the Waite ahead, 25-24. Well, over the back call on Joe Knockhazel. They were really scrapping.
I'll tell you, Joe Knockhazel did a whale of a job, though. He fouled his shot up. He went up and after it, and yeah, he came down on the kid, but that's a hustle and foul. You can't get mad at a kid for that. I like that. I had a kid like that. We call him Dr. Dirt, and I'll bet you he's the same way. Down there rooting out everything.
As they're lining up on the free throw line, just a reminder that Pass Electronics is the major sponsor of high school basketball on Channel 48 for the entire 1990-91 season. They have brand names, a lot of sales going on over there, and same-day installation. 2 locations for your convenience at 5474 Monroe and 6061 Telegraph. Stop by and do some business with them and thank them for bringing you this exciting game.
James just made 2. Front end and the second one on 1-and-1.
That puts Waite up by 3.
Yep, up by 3. Well, I'll tell you, Joe Guerrero has done a whale of a job with these Indians. He's brought them along slow and sure.
Nice follow-up by Joe Knockhazel.
You notice when Comais takes his shots how he leans into it.
Maybe Dad taught him that?
I think so. He has good balance. Which is one of the best.
Waite's been very patient working the ball around.
Yeah, and they have to be. They're smart this way. If the fast break isn't there, set it up. They've got some shooters, this Waite ball club does. I mean, they're just not a one-dimensional team with fame. Washington hits and Lockhart hits, sure.
That's Luke Pollock
good
with
ball
the ball.
club.
That's Laurinega. Lockhart, smallest guy in the court with the rebound.
Well, the way they're set up, they're gonna have to get some outside help besides Comais.
One pass too many.
Waite's trying to shut off that inside game, and they're trying to shut off Comais, and they've done a pretty good job of guarding him.
There's a good picture of Joe Guerrero directing traffic for his team. I wonder where his brother's at tonight.
Yeah, and if you'll see Heinzel on the other end doing the same thing.
Joe Guerrero, Joe's brother, is helping over St. Francis. And he was quite a basketball player in his day. Started for 3 years at Syracuse University. James on the interception and to the hole.
Boy, he's got more moves in the air than another kid does on the floor.
29-26. In and out. 3-on-2. And they're saying he kicked the ball. Gary, we're going to have to take a quick break. And we'll come back.
We better come back.
Yes, sir. Nice pass inside.
Oh, James just flicked the ball right off. Bill Plowell, that was a nice job.
31-26.
Twining got that ball from him, and he did a nice job.
I think I said twirling. It is Twining.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Comais from outside, off the front of the iron. Lockhart. Little guy playing a big game.
Lockhart, let's run him. See if it's there first. Washington's 0 for 3 in his last 3 now. He's got to refine what he had, recoup it.
That's Laurinega bringing the ball up slowly, getting directions from Heinzel.
Waite was going to be deliberate, and it looks like St. John's is being deliberate.
Pollock dropping it
Right
off.
now, Comais is one-on-one underneath with a small man.
Larinaga.
Yeah, that's a three-pointer, too.
Yeah, that brings him back real quick.
You know, I tell you, though, Comais, I almost said Butch Comais. Shane has real good rebound position. Should that ball be missed by Larinaga?
Yeah, I think we had a foul on Luke Pollock with the hip. Stuck his hip out there instead of moving his legs, Gary. Is that a common mistake for players?
Yeah. Well, they better keep things off that foul line. My goodness.
That's Craig Fain at the line.
He hasn't missed the foul. I don't know if Waite has missed at the foul line, let alone St. John's.
Well, this is a change from St. John's normal opponents. Normally, their opponents only shoot 63% from the free throw line. They might have run into a buzzsaw here tonight.
Well, I think Waite likes winning, and I know St. John's does.
I want to remind you that the athletic director from Waite High School, Mr. Bill Knopper, will be visiting with us at halftime.
Luke Pollock forced that shot, and he had no rotation on it. So we'll let him try it again, see what he does in the next one. Both teams fairly deliberate. Really surprised me. I thought it'd be more racehorse, and it isn't. Lockhart from way out. No, sir, he went up and over him. Yeah, and that's...
Yeah, I think you're going to wave that off.
Yeah, I think it's on Thames.
Yeah, it was.
He did. It was a beautiful tip in, too, Harry. It was, but great control. But it's a good call.
They've got a big basketball tournament coming up here pretty soon, Gary, on the 27th, December 27th and December 28th. The boys and girls varsity basketball tournament. That's the River East Holiday Classic featuring the Waite Indians, Cardinal Stritch. That's Jimmy Kabacki's group. You know him.
Oh, Jimmy Kubecki, old Mac man.
The Clay Eagles and the Lake Flyers will all be coming in here. And I'm going to ask...
Jimmy's been a Stritch a long time, but you know by the time this is played, it's going to be over.
That's true.
This game.
How about that?
It'll already be over. Jimmy Kubecki has a good team this year, though.
Yes, he does. I told you, I picked him to be one of the best Division III teams in the area.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe in the state.
Now, let's not get carried away yet.
Oh, yeah, he'll buy me a hamburger or something.
Well, he better.
Yes, he will. He's an honest man.
Jimmy's a good man.
19 seconds. Waite leading 33-29. Coach Guerrero.
Boy, the pace has really slowed down this quarter, I'll tell you. Lockhart. He wasn't even near the three-point line. I think he's a couple feet behind that. Waite has a 7-point lead at halftime.
I'll tell you, this field house is coming apart. I can't even hear myself. Waite is now leading 36-29.
Well, I know what's going to happen at halftime down there in both locker rooms. Yeah,
hope.
Larinaga's got 3 points for the Titans. Pollock has 3. Comais 7, and that's the difference probably. Knockhazel has 8, and Crawford has 8. For the Waite High Indians, Lockhart has 12, Thames 14 points, Washington 8, and Twining 2. So Byers the only one, the 6'8 boy that hasn't scored yet, and I think he will.
Gary, what kind of changes do you anticipate, if any?
Well, they're going to have to get Comais cranked up a little bit. Now, I don't know if it's Waite's defense that's doing it, or if Comais just isn't hitting, or a combination of both. Because he seems to be able to get the shot off, but it's under duress. They're going to have to put the ball in just like they did right there.
That was Jay Larinaga opening it up for the Titans.
I don't think you can win the game with Comais alone. I mean, it's going to take the whole team. Incidentally, I was just talking to Dick Kuzma, and he used to be that boys coach. He's a girls coach now, and he's just an excellent coach. And he said the kids really...
Yeah, we might
He
have...
was your best defensive ball player, and he just got hurt, and he's going to be out for 2-3 weeks for the Waite Indians.
Turned an ankle, I believe, right?
Yes.
Just this week. Nice follow-up underneath for the Titans. That's Joel Nakhazel.
Well, Dick Kuzma says he's a college player. He's a college player. He must be a fine man. Kuzma knows his basketball.
Yeah, I was going to say, he would know.
He sure does.
38-34. Waite Indians with the lead and the basketball. Cross court to Washington. Pulls up from the free throw line.
Nice rebound. Stay with it, young man. That's okay. He stayed with it.
That's Bill Twining.
That's Twining.
Yeah, he 2 nice rebounds and a foul off. That's the first team foul on St. John's. Inside to Twining again. This time he puts it down.
You know, Waite has a propensity to get the ball to the guy with a hot hand. That's pretty smart there, Joe Guerrero. Yeah, have your kids do that. That's all right. It worked. Nice pass. And that was a pass.
Yeah. Foul from the backside on Craig Thames. I was looking around here a little earlier to try and see if Andy Babula was around, teacher from St. John's and basketball official, track official.
Yeah, and a nice guy, too.
Yes, he does. He does a good job with the...
Nakhazel got a nice assist from Comise on that.
Mentioning Andy does a good job with the cross-country district meet.
You notice his hand after he shot that. There was no follow-through. That ball came off with no rotation.
Well, we got a good camera shot there. Maybe we can pick it up. There it is. 5-point lead for the Waite Indians on their home court.
St. John's needs a turnover now and another bucket. On the other hand, Waite needs a bucket, too.
Good motion offense by the Waite Indians.
Well, Washington is quick. They've got some quick boys there.
That's the big boy underneath.
Yeah, that's a nice move.
Jason.
That's his first bucket, I do believe. Came at the right time for him.
Jason's a 6'8 junior.
Waite has pretty much stayed in a diamond and one. They've got... they've got 20 on it. Comise now. And that's a little bit more height. 20 going 6'3".
Trying to lob the ball inside to the big man again. Good defense by the Titans.
Yeah, Comise knocked that away.
Left-hander by Comise. A nice follow-up rebound by Joe Nakhazel.
Well, I didn't know if there was any contact that time or not. That's a little bit picky there, Harry.
We had a foul called on Bill Twining.
I didn't see any contact. Of course, I wasn't there. Comise again from the corner. No, he wasn't really guarded that time. He's just not hitting.
Waite very patiently taking it back outside. That's Washington with the shot, and Comise getting in with the hip after the shot.
That's his third foul.
I think that was a little out of frustration. That might relate back to the fact he's not hitting on the offensive end.
Might be.
Joe Guerrero.
I would think Shane has been here before, though. It's just as Staines had. You've got good nights and bad nights, and you just got to weather it. Because what you lose, you can get back real quick sometimes.
That's Victor Washington. Knocks down the first one.
Noticing leaning into the shot. Notice that follow through. It's a good shot.
There you go. Now, if we can hold that camera right there, we'll get a good shot on that.
Yeah, it's good follow through.
Yeah.
See his hands, just like he's waving at someone. You young kids pick that up.
44-35. St. John's needs something quick. Uh-oh. It's going to be interesting, Gary. Did they call the timeout before he traveled, or did he travel before they called the timeout?
I think they called the timeout.
All right. With that
I think they gave him a timeout.
We're going to take a timeout and come back to a very noisy Waite Fieldhouse. Gary, adding a lot to the game with their Santa Claus hats on today. And speaking of Santa Claus, I'd like to remind you, if you have some of that Christmas gifts to buy, or New Year's gifts.
New Year's gifts, because it's going to be Happy New Year's when we come on.
Stop by Task Electronics and tell them that you heard about them on Channel 48. Task Electronics is known for their fabulous auto systems and security systems. Same-day installation at their two locations, 885-1234 and 478-2692. That's Task Electronics.
Now Comey's underneath can be dangerous.
Yeah, nice hook shot.
And if Ed moved him down, it's a good move. You just got to change your shot from a three-pointer to a two-pointer. Get him inside.
Getting a little pressure put on by St.
That's a good move, too.
Yeah, they're calling Mr. Comey for kicking the ball. And we have Mr. Washington right here in front of us. Watch it, Gary.
Got a 7-point difference here, Harry. 37-44, Waite High School.
Washington from inside the key.
You know, and he has gone as cold as he was hot.
That free shot was pulled down by Eric Kovac.
Comey's is under again. And he's just scored 2 buckets in a row for him now.
This young
man got a good touch, and you don't want to foul him because he'll hit him at the foul line. That's a good move.
This young man that came in for St. John's, Eric Kovac, played no organized basketball until this year.
Is that right?
Yes. Transferred into St. John's from Walsh Jesuit, which is a school over by Stowe, Ohio.
That's outside Cleveland.
Yes, and this is his first year playing.
My grandson is.
A big young man.
Incidentally, Lockhart has all three-point shots. He's got 15 points now. He's made 5 three-pointers. What do you think of that?
He's playing a big game tonight.
Oh, I guess so. Of course, he's got to shoot outside. He goes in the Valley of Giants underneath.
That's Larinaga trying to work inside. Soft touch by Larinaga.
Very soft touch. Jay Larinaga, nice job.
You know, his dad knows a little bit about basketball.
A little bit.
Mr. Jim Larinaga down at Bowling Green State University, head basketball coach for the men down there, for the Falcons. Great move.
Very nice move.
That's Gene Jackson.
Yeah.
For the Indians.
Gene plays a big 5'8". He's a big 5'8".
Well, that's that 6'2" high jumper.
Well, Joe knows what he's doing there when he put him on Comey. We're going to have to get a real high pass in. Comey's underneath again. Force the shot a little bit.
2-on-2. Baines inside. Misses. Back with the
Gets
rebound.
his own rebound.
Unbelievable. He came back and took it away from 3 guys.
Boy, he is giving a textbook show tonight. Craig Thames looks great.
53-41. Under 2 minutes.
Hey, from 7 points to 12, just like that.
You were right, Gary. They've got some quicks when they want to use it.
Yeah, and I think they really should, even more.
That's Jay Larinaga taking it inside. Jay's a 6'4" sophomore.
St. John's going to have to play some defense now.
1:30 on the clock in the third quarter.
Yeah, they needed that turnover.
2-on-2. Larinaga.
Well, he's lighting them up right now. He only had 3 points at halftime.
He's been averaging 10 a game.
He's going to get his average, all right.
He's the hot hand they've needed.
Lockhart open.
Larinaga on the rebound. Up quickly to Comey. Dropped off to the big man.
Boy, that was just
Kovac.
a pretty pass. Eric Kovac, yeah, 6'5". Nice pass.
They're going to some full court pressure by the Titans.
I don't think Shane Comize is worried about his average at all. I think he's worried about winning. I like that.
Nice pass inside and down by Gene Jackson. Good pass from Mr. Thames. 30 seconds.
We're back to 8-point lead.
This has been a high-action game. Larinaga from the corner for three.
Ooh.
That pulls him back quickly to within 5.
He's hitting in this half like Washington did the first half. And really, Thames has done both halves. Well, I like Thames in the air. He just glides. He stays up there forever. Nice movement.
There's Knockhazel checking in for Crawford for the Titans.
I can see where he would be also.
9 seconds. Thames with the ball from the top of the key. It's down. 58-50. Comize from center court. Off the iron. And with all the noise in here, we're going to have to take a break and regather ourselves a little bit, Gary.
We've got an 8-point difference again.
Yes, sir. We'll be right back. I'll tell you, a lot of banging going on inside.
Yeah, Comize went up and over, and he did.
That could be number 4 on him.
Yeah, but he's got to go now. You can't hold him back. I hope Ed knows he won't get any more fouls. Comize is smart enough not to get that 5th foul.
But
he needs him in there.
I was going to say, do you really have a choice at this
No,
point?
you don't. You don't. You got to go with your best now. St. John's needs a free ball real bad.
And Lockhart dropping it inside.
And they got it.
Yeah, they did. They
get the ball in Comize's hands. Let's see what he makes things happen. Nice pass. Nice pass.
Nice move underneath.
They needed that bucket.
And a big little man.
Knockhazel just roll it off. Just off.
Ball remains.
Washington was very tight on that shot.
Yeah, he was. The ball remains in the hands of the Waite Indians, who are maintaining a 5-point lead in tonight's game at the 6:30 mark.
Waite has got to remember they can play with anybody now, and they got to think that way. Don't wait to lose.
I'll tell you, I'm enjoying this game so much, I hope it's OT.
Beautiful pass by Comize again. Everybody's watching Comize, and they're letting their man go.
Yeah, we had a foul on Victor Washington.
Well, these points aren't crucial, but they're getting there.
That's Joe Knockhazel at the line for the Titans.
Hey, he's playing a great second half. I don't know what they did to him, but they got him going.
Got a timeout. And you can see the Waite Indian mascot waving to you. And the cheerleaders trying to instill some more enthusiasm, and we're going to come back in a minute. Jerry?
Boy, everybody's having a good time tonight. You know, and it's been a well-officiated game.
Yes, it has. It's a tough game to officiate.
It is, because it's been in spurts. And they have not taken the game away from the kids. Usually I moan about that.
I was just going to say, now, that is quite a compliment coming from you.
They've done a real good job.
Maybe we finally got the coach out of here.
I don't know about that.
All right.
I get carried away sometimes. I don't know about that.
By the way, I want to compliment you. You're looking pretty dapper tonight, too. I don't normally see anything but warm-ups.
Oh, well, I get dressed now, you know. Yes.
Okay.
Warm-ups, that's true. Tennis court.
Yes.
Well,
that's Joe Knockhazel missing the front end of the 1-on-1.
Joe, you need this one here, young man.
Missing his first shot, not the 1-on-1. He fouled me after shooting. He gets the second one down, 58-54.
Then we got a 4-point ball game. Full court press.
Yeah, we have a 1-2, 1-1. Full court press, and it works as Shane Comize comes up with the loose ball.
Waite is getting a little tentative, and I don't think you can be that right now. Dance with what got you there. Oh, nice move.
That's Jay Larinaga.
Jay Larinaga, very nice move.
Well, Gary, you think it's a matter of one team's been there and one team hasn't?
And that's what Waite's got to get over. You know what? So to start. They got to realize they can beat anybody now, and Waite does too. They're as good as anybody around. They just have to believe in themselves now.
Comay.
Yeah, big bucket by him too.
Ties it at 58-58.
Hey, partner, we got a ball game
Oh,
here.
man, this is great. That's what I said. I'd like to see for our fans some OT.
Oh, I couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Take it inside.
What a move.
Great thing.
Staines is falling down in the air. Falling down and puts it up and in.
I'll tell you what, that brought the fans back to their feet.
Well, Waite needed that bucket. They've gone a long time without a basket. I think Lockhart's about due to crank one up, too.
That's 3. That should put him ahead by 1.
I didn't think that was 3.
Yeah, he was back there.
All right.
We talked about streaks. St. John's is warming up.
Well, you watch Lockhart pop one now.
Staines from way outside.
Scratch that.
We might mention that young man. If you like watching him, he's going to be at the University of Toledo next year.
We have got a real show between these two young men now, Comay and Staines. And there's a pretty good cast right along with them.
Yeah, 10 nice basketball players out there right now.
We got a 1-point lead by the Waite Indians. Both coaches are standing and coaching, and that's the way it's supposed to be. I love it.
Comay off iron. That's Washington on the rebound. Here come the Indians. Staines inside. Oh, boy.
And he's fouled.
He's putting a clinic on.
Well, I'll tell you, you can drive at Comay right now because he can't foul you. He's got 4 fouls. There's not a whole lot Shane can do, and boy, I'd take it right at him right now. Especially if my name was Staines.
Yes. Well, he made such a nice move. It looked like he was bringing it back out.
Oh, boy.
One pivot and back inside with it.
Yeah, he's great body control, which is what makes him great. Nice rotation.
65, 61, 344.
Waite trying to open it up, and the Titans trying to stop it.
That's Comay again.
Well, the good ones got to get going, and they are.
Yes.
Comay was down for 3 quarters, but not now.
Great Staines working the ball. Lockhart. Gary, there's your man.
Yeah, I knew it. That little stinker can put him in, boy.
68, 64.
And I wonder why Joe had him out there at the beginning of the game.
That's Washington on the steal. Oh, the fans aren't liking that call one bit.
4 points with 3 minutes to go.
As you can see, the fans are starting to rock in here. We're going to have to rock out for a minute. We'll come back.
I hope so.
Punk rock?
St. John's at the other end, huddled around Ed Heinkel. 2 well-coached teams. You got to be loving this.
Yeah, you know, we haven't seen any teams that weren't well coached in the city this year. They've got some real good coaches in the city, and that's why we've been producing state champions. Coaching alone won't do it. You've got to have talent, but talent alone won't do it either. You've got to have coaching.
You know, I saw a good friend sitting out there, Neil Burson, track coach. And,
Neil and I go back a long way. Yeah, Neil's a cross-country coach here now.
Yep.
And it was a very good cross-country runner in his own day, 300 years ago.
Oh, that's Larnega.
Gotcha, Neil.
Taking it inside. 68, 66. The Waite Indians, and they have the ball. Coach Guerrero directing traffic on the sidelines. Washington's in the free throw line. Comay rebounds.
I don't think Washington has hit the second half. He's got to stay with it because he's getting the shot right now. He's just got to get back on. Get on track.
Pollock at the point guard for the Titans.
Got to be mental.
Larnega out front.
Boy, Waite is just playing a tenacious defense right now.
Comais drops it inside.
Comais' little change of direction, gets the ball and passes off.
I think he got a little bit behind the backboard.
What they call charge on that?
No. Traveling.
Traveling? Oh my goodness.
I think he was a little behind the backboard.
I don't know if we caught that, but Shane Comais just had a great change of direction to get the ball. Set his man up one way, went the other, got the ball and passed off, dished it off beautifully.
You could see Coach Heinzel wasn't too sure about that call.
I don't blame him.
Still a 2-point lead.
He's trying to win a ball game.
Pollock. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you little stinker.
That's Paul Lockhart.
Boy, I'm telling you, that guy is tough.
I said Pollock, but that's Paul Lockhart.
Paul Lockhart has all 3-point shots tonight. I think that's 18 for him.
Larinaga underneath.
Larinaga really had to change position to get that off. Waite is really playing a heck of a tenacious defense.
Okay, the foul was called on Craig Fain.
So we got a 5-point ball game. We can cut it to 3. And then look for a press.
Yes. Got 1:32 left on the clock. Both teams now should be in the 1-and-1.
But I got a feeling Waite's going to do it. They might just have a few more guns. And that's even with Washington having an off night in the second half.
71-68. Boy, we got a burner here. This is great.
3 points is a lot of time for 3 points. Get the ball in Thane's hands. He hasn't touched it for a while. Thane just got a big rebound for him. I'm going to tell you, that missed shot by Byer.
That's Washington.
All right, yeah. Mr. Washington. Nice job.
63.
Victor got the biggest bucket of the night right there.
73-68.
Boy, did they need that. And with that comes back confidence.
Both coaches.
He went through his bad streak.
Working very hard on the sidelines, Gary.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you got a minute to go and you got a 5-point ball game, and that's what I like about that 3-point shot, because you can tie it up or go ahead real quick.
I want to mention a couple key people here. Now, these guys don't get any credit at all, but we have on our cameras the beautiful Stephanie Dixon.
Yes, she is.
And Tom Stamos, another one of our cameramen, along with Charlie Seeley. And our director down outside in the van, who's missing all of this. He's not getting to enjoy any of this atmosphere.
Yeah, he never does get to see it.
Dave McCormick. I want to thank those people who are doing a great job tonight.
But Dave does a great job.
Remember, we also want to thank Tass Electronics for everything that they've done for us tonight, bringing you this extra special holiday season basketball game.
Hey, without Tass, we wouldn't be here.
No, we wouldn't. And they've got 2 locations, Gary, 5474 Monroe and 6061 Telegraph.
Telegraph, huh? 6061, okay.
You could get over there real quick from Michigan.
Certainly.
Yes, you could.
Coming over there from Bedford?
Well, I'll tell you, all of us from Channel 48 are very proud and like to thank them for all their help. There you can see Craig Baines pulling the fans to their feet, trying to get some enthusiasm and noise in here.
You don't need much more enthusiasm. It's here. Couple 3 radio stations here with us. It's a big game this week.
We're down under 1 minute. 50 seconds. Larinaga. Washington on the rebound. And we have
Is that a big rebound?
Larinaga. Coach Heinzel trying to pull out a miracle tonight. They're kind of down at crunch time right now.
Well, with 5 points and the ball, if I was Waite, I think I'd go into a press right now. I think I'd throw him off.
You can see a great deal more concentration on Victor Washington's face right now.
Oh, Victor's back.
Yes.
And he had enough confidence in himself to stay with his shot, and now it's back. And so did Joe for staying with him.
He's got his stroke.
That's 4 points now. The last 4 points they made by him.
Comize for three.
All right, take the air out of the ball. We got a foul.
Very quick foul.
That's all right. Stops the clock. That won't hurt St. John's. It stops the clock. Now Waite's got to make their foul shots.
Anybody out there who's interested in bringing some more of these kind of basketball games?
But who have we got at the line? Okay, what do you got there, partner?
I'm just saying anybody that is enjoying tonight's game should be calling Channel 48 and thanking Bob Moore and Ken Mitchell at 534-4848 for adding this to our schedule. This is a dandy.
Sports Director Ken Mitchell, that's right.
It doesn't get any better.
Bob Moore, that's the boss.
Yes, sir.
Thames at the line. That's no surprise.
76, 68, 35 seconds. I don't know how he got it off.
Under duress, I'll tell you.
My. 77-70, we have a St. John's timeout. We're going to keep it right here.
Too little, too late, though, Harry. Because Waite's got a hot hand with him.
I'll tell you what, we're going to have to hang on to our seats here in a little bit. Who are we going to pick for player of the game? Huh?
There's only, it's got to be Thames because, I mean, he's done everything he can do.
How about Mr. Lockhart?
And Lockhart, I love the kid. He just did a whale of a job, but...
I want to arm wrestle you over it. How about both of them?
Yeah.
Let's compromise.
Okay, I'll go along with that.
Paul Lockhart and Craig Thames.
I like that little guy, Lockhart.
If the Indians win, which right now they've got a 7-point lead at 25 seconds.
Well, I'll tell you, Doc Hazel and Larinaga didn't play bad for St. John's at all, and Comize, considering everybody's guarding him.
Okay, I'm looking down here. I see the happiest guy in the place is Bill Knopper.
Yeah, he's got to be. This is going to put him at 7-0, and got to be the best start they've ever had.
Well, you got the Indian War Drums right behind us, partner.
Yeah, it sounds neat, too.
I'm glad we're on their side.
Cheerleaders are going crazy over there. And
this is basketball at its best.
High school basketball, Ohio style.
Channel 48. Foul on.
That's all right.
Larinaga took 2 seconds off the clock.
Jay Larinaga's got to do that now. I'm sure Ed's told him.
And that was a smart foul. They're putting the big man at the line, Jason Bayer.
Yeah, Bayer doesn't have too many points tonight, and they're hoping he won't hit these. But, you know, he shoots with extension. He keeps the ball up, and he's doing all the things right. I just think he had an off night tonight. I think he's a better shooter than that. And he's a junior, too. Got another year to go.
There he gets it down.
No arc on that whatever, and it was in. And that's the way they're going to be playing the rest of the game here.
Yeah, Waite strictly in a prevent defense. One man under for the rebound right now at the line.
That had arc, and it didn't go in.
Comize bringing it up quickly. Larinaga. Thames on a good rebound.
Yeah, Thames just stripped it right off the rim practically.
Comize for three.
Comize has all of his points in the last quarter here, it seems.
78, 73. 7 seconds.
Well,
took 2 seconds off the clock again.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, there's going to be some war dancing going on tonight and celebrations on the east side.
I like that three-point shot, Harry. It's made the game interesting.
Well, we've got a 5-point lead with 5 seconds to go.
And I tell you, both coaches are coaching. There's 5 seconds to go, and they're going to coach all 5 seconds.
I want to mention right now that after the game, Gary, you're going to be interviewing our players of the game, Paul Lockhart and Craig Thames, along with
I hope that's who Joe brings. I told Joe pick who he wanted for it.
Oh,
Joe
did you
Guerrero.
really?
Yeah, I did. And I don't know how we could leave Thames over there, but I'll tell you, I think Lockhart's got 21 points, and that's 7 3-pointers if that's the case.
Well, let's see if we can get both those guys out here. They both have played a whale of a game. Now we're going to get some celebration time here. I wonder when the last time that St. John's has lost to Waite.
Well, I think for a while there that was bothering Waite. Midway in the third quarter there, I think they remembered that it affected their playing. No arc again.
1 second. Celebration time.
78-73, partner.
Celebration time. 78-73 for the Waite Indians. You can see the cheerleaders, the fans, everyone out on the court at center court.
Hey, this was an exciting game.
Oh,
This was a good ball game all the way. The St. John's Titans don't need to hang their head for anyone. They're a nice ball club, and they're going to win ball games this year. They're 4-2. That isn't bad.
No. And if this kind of game doesn't get the people in Toledo to understand the values of high school athletics, nothing will.
Oh.
Nothing will. Have them take a look at these people, and I'll have
Talk about dropping sports, that's unbelievable. I just can't believe it happening.
These are positive things that you can't find anywhere else.
Well, I'll tell you, the matchup is going to be when they play Start. The Start's undefeated, except, well, they lost in that Classic tournament, too. They have 1 loss.
All right, we're going to break. Gary, you're going to run down the winning coach. And we're going to take a minute and enjoy some of the celebration time. And we'll be back with our post-game show.
The winning coach, Joe Guerrero. Congratulations, Coach. What do you think about this win?
Thank you. Obviously, it was a real big win for us. We told our kids that every game that we go into is the biggest game of the season, and tonight really was a big game for us, and our kids really played well.
What did you do special with Comite?
Well, we tried to chase him with the man, and we played a variation of our matchup, which we play, 90% of the time. And the key thing was our guys that played him didn't foul him. That was the key. We really concentrated on that all week in practice, and they really did an excellent job.
Well, Coach, you're 7-0 now, and you've got 2 of the kids that helped get you there.
Exactly. We've got 12 kids, 13 kids, as a matter of fact, that work real hard, and it's a credit to them. They've really played well.
Well, number 14, Paul Lockhart, it says in the program he's only 5'7", but he plays like he's 6'7". He hit 7 3-point shots tonight for 21 points. Got anything to say about that?
No, hard work just pays off. I shoot every day in practice, and the coach keeps telling me to shoot when I'm set. If this goes in, I guess, do my best.
How much work did you put in last summer for this?
I always shot every day. Every day I just shot after I got done playing. Whatever I had to do, I just shot every day.
Well, you're one of our player of the games, and you just did a whale of a job. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
And now Craig Thames here with 27 points tonight, the other player of the game. Craig, what do you think of this Comite kid?
He's my friend, and I think he's real tough. He's one of the top shooters in the city, and I think one of the best players in the city.
Well, so are you, my man. So are you. You played great, and it's kind of neat to see Waite and Start up here on top, and some of the other teams scrambling and trying to take it away from you. You know, there's a lot of mental to get over in this, isn't there, to believe in yourself. What are you kids doing on the mental aspect of it?
Well, we just really playing hard, just practicing real hard in practice, just no fooling around. We just saying we got to go out and win it.
Are you guys becoming believers in yourself?
Yeah, real good. Since we're 7-0, and can't be more high than that.
Hey, we're really proud of you, and congratulations again. Nice job. I hand this back to my partner now.
Well, Gary, we had a barn burner tonight.
Oh, indeed we did. 3-point difference or 4-point, whatever it was, and it was just a whale of a game. This is the type of City League basketball that you really enjoy because anybody's going to beat anybody. I'd like to see Start play these guys, and we're not talking about St. Francis or Scott or Maycomber or Libby and some of the other teams.
Well, I'll tell you, these are the kind of games that bring the fans back out to the basketball games, and the Waite fans will be at a lot of their basketball games.
Well, how long has Waite been down? You know, I mean, they're due and Start. How long have they been down in basketball? Quite a while, and here they are on top now, and Start has 1 loss, and I keep mentioning Start because I'm very impressed with them, but St. Francis only has 1 loss, and they're a big team with a great coach. There's a lot of good teams this year.
Well, I'll tell you, this is one of the best games we've done.
Boy, Toledo, keep basketball going and keep sports going. You need it.
Okay, And we hope you all have a nice holiday season. This game will be broadcast a little bit after the holiday season, but we'll all be thinking of you. Hope everything goes well.
So we'll wish you all a Happy New Year.